me get it out.
All right. So let me talk to now Siko and any other person that has joined the server but is still lost. First place you need to go to once you're in the server is, hold on. The first place you need to go to once you're in the server is the announcement channel. Now, this is the channel you should be checking every morning when you wake up. If there is anything new apart from the normal thing, this is where I'm going to inform you guys. Now, the purpose of people just joining the server, reading this, is to find some good information that will be helpful about flu, especially this one that I posted on the 29th, before the start of our pre-course work. This was where I gave preamble of certain things, right? Now, once you move out of this channel, the next important channel for you, recordings. Now, come to the recordings channel and watch the. All right, so if you're not speaking, please mute your mic. Now, come to the recordings channel and the first watch the videos in the order they are posted, right? The onboarding call happened on Monday, where we touched on so many things that I'm pretty sure that people just joining the server will have questions about. We talked about the other program, what to expect, and so many other things. Office hour was also very impactful, so you could watch the previous ones to catch up, because these things are connected. But what I can tell you right now during the call is classes have started, and this is your pre-course work period. Pre-course work is going to be on up until 9th of September. This is where we touch up on things concerning your workflow, tools you're going to use, give you workshops to get you started on some of the extracurricular tools that you'll be using alongside before your track-specific courses start. For example, if you watch the previous office hours, you see where I mentioned that part of the things that will be happening during the training is, apart from your technical skills, we want well-rounded engineers, we want well-rounded product designers. So you're also going to be learning how to write properly, document. You'll also be doing like other things. There'll be soft skills training, and there will be career and lots of others. So let me know what others that have heard this already. So once you read that, you'll be up to date. And if you watch, not read, rather watch. If you watch those and you now have questions, come to the help channel. Right now, this is for everybody because I still see some persons going to different channels to post questions. These channels were created so that information can be organized and people just joining the server can know where to go to, and if they enter a particular channel, they know what to expect, right? So if you have any question, come to the help channel, drop your question, and Ivoma, our IT support person, is going to attend to you. Not just her, also thank you so much. I see so many community members assisting their fellow persons. That's the community spirit that I'm talking about, right? So you could also answer if you have, the answer to the question. Okay. All right. So let's see. Webinar questions is reserved for when we have webinars. So when we have a webinar and there are questions there, this is where you're going to ask it, right? Every other channel is pretty much, explanatory. Introduction is where you introduce yourself. Motivation and vibes is where you post things to motivate each other. I mean, Mama might not saying Happy New Month this year. If I'm not happy about this September, it's like none of you is born this month. You can post it here because every time it's not serious work. And sometimes you could post something you might feel is not so deep, but it could really, really motivate somebody out there to just keep showing up and just be jiggy that day. General channel is where you're allowed to post anything. Now, the anything doesn't mean anything, right? I know we haven't posted community rules yet, but don't post things that are inappropriate in the general channel. General channel is like, the general room where everybody can have conversations about anything. And finally, let's see. And you see how everything is structured into categories, right? In the information categories, where you go to channels where you would have information about stuff like office hours, how to join, or the links to join, social media posts, any post that anybody has been making. Oh, I just remember that I've not announced the winner for the raid for the last webinar. I'll try and do that. I'm so sorry. I've just been very, very busy trying to make, everything ready for us. Office hours, like I talked about, recording several resources. Whenever there are extra resources that I need to share, this is where I'm going to put it. So these resources are not content directly created by the other team. They're just external resources made by other people that could help. This is where I'm going to post it. Now, if you see training center is where you get information about general activities, emphasis on general activities. Everything about the pre-course work is general. Now, once you start your track specific courses, you're going to get most of these things. As long as it's not general, you get it mostly in your LMS, right? But I would also try to repost them here on Discord. So you get your weekly schedule. I didn't post it here because I already showed that to them in one of the office hour calls. General task. This is where you get to see the task and the deadline and everything about the task that is currently running. Knowledge base, there's nothing here yet. Knowledge base is similar to server resources. Now the difference is knowledge base is mostly video heavy, right? It's similar to recordings, but external recordings. Server resources are mostly things to help you navigate the server, the program tools, light articles, and the rest. For both of them, you could get useful resources on both. And blog articles is where you can see most of them are posting their blog that they just created after the during the office hour of yesterday, right? Show them how to create it for those that don't have already. Once you have tasks, I mean, you're going to be writing. I won't burden us most either weekly or bi-weekly. It will pop up for you to write an article about something. This is where you're going to like post it. This is not where you submit. This is where you post so that other community people can see your content and do that. Then general text channel, general motivation and vibes. Already talked about this one. Frequently asked questions. Voice channel. Whenever we need to jump on a quick voice call that is not on Meet, this is where we do it. Okay, so I'm done explaining. Hope this helps. Let's see. Okay, so I know that Ihoma will do a very great job of answering most of our questions on the chat because I don't know. Okay, I think I can take one more question, especially ones related to the task from yesterday. Hope nobody had any issue creating their blog. If you do, speak now or forever hold your peace. Let's go. Wait for a few seconds before move on to the next thing.
I need to share my screen and the results so they see it for themselves.
Okay, yes, that's true. You can do that now. Also, sorry, Omar, you just reminded me, is Kosi on the call now? It's very hard to see who is one. Just carry on. Search the users.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So this is, we created a pool for what the women in that project should be called. So we had 71 votes from 48 participants. I was thinking that you guys would have brought in a lot of persons to vote, like vote your own neighbor. You're not good politicians, so you didn't show up and show out. So after 21 hours, we have Tech Adas leading the votes, leading the poll with 13 votes. Adazonians leading with 12 votes. Adastar 9 votes. Adzin with 7 votes. Adastar again votes with an E with 5 votes. Well, you can see it with your eyes. And at this point, I think we should make another vote with Adazonians and Tech Adas so we see which one wins. So it will be an unbiased, though right now it's currently unbiased, but I want to see you guys actually bring in people to vote on this poll. Who knows? The name you like so much might just win. So right now we have Tekadas and Addisonian ruling, and I don't know if we're going to make up a mind on this or we're still going to give everyone the chance to still vote on this too. So that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Oma. Maybe we could make that choose the top 5, right? The top 5. Top 5 too much or top 3? I don't know. And have people vote.
Okay, top. Oh, if we say top 5, we have two names contending for the fifth position. The others start with an E and other lights. So they have 5 votes each. That's 7%. So that might mean making it six, top six. But if you say top three, we have the Tech Others, Amazonia, and Adasta.
Oh, okay. So again, let me leave it to the community to decide. Do we do top three or do we do top six? Let's try and answer quickly. So we have one vote for each. I'm just looking for tiebreaker. Once I have tiebreaker, we are done. So top three it is. We have more responses for top three. So we're going to do top three. All right, thanks, ladies. So we're going to move on to the workshop. I'm going to assume that no questions came up. So I'm going to assume that no one had any issue creating the blog. For those that don't know what you're talking about, catch up in office hours so you can do the task because deadline for submission is on Friday. And if I have collected submission, there is no opportunity to do that again. You already know I lock up the forms once when it's time. Right, so today, right, in the schedule, the workshop was supposed to cover showing you people how to use tools like Notion, FigJam, and Mirror for mapping, creating, very beautiful, structured flowcharts and diagrams and plans, ideation. So those are the tools for it. I wanted to do a workshop showing you guys how to use those three tools. And at your discretion, you can choose the one that best suits you and then use that ahead of your next task. But then I was also supposed to give us resources that highlight how to write and format your blog posts correctly on Hashnode. I did check on YouTube yesterday and I couldn't really find the right resource. That's why I didn't share any. So I think for today's workshop, right, I'm going to just demo us. We'll try to use a sample article and I'll show us in real time how to format it. Something that could help you get your blog cover image. You could get your articles. And I would also now take questions specific to the article that I asked you to write if anybody is lost or confused. So that is what we're going to do. And I would share my screen shortly so we can get started. But I was asking if Kosi was on the call, and I think I saw her not too long ago. Is as usual, she's going to let us know about. Okay, Kosi is on. As usual, she's going to let us know about the what do we call it now? Social media engagements and all of that. So because just preparing like 2 minutes, you take over. Also, Friday, before I forget, because I feel like this might skip me by Friday's office hours is in person for physical paid students. Virtual students, you won't miss out. We're going to give you link to connect so that you can connect to the call online. Your questions will also be answered so you won't miss out anything. So if you're not a fully registered student yet, it means you're going to connect online. If you're in Indigo, you're a paid student, you would have to show up in the hub 11 a.m. tomorrow. It's not nice to have, it's actually like compulsory for you. That's why you're a physical student. But if for any reason you can't show up, just let Ihoma know and we'll note it down. Now, in with respect to that, because you cannot access the hub without a means of identification and your physical IDs are not ready yet for the physical students, please be on the lookout. Ihoma is going to post a form later requesting for a proper picture of yourself. Don't worry, you can have the opportunity to change it later in case you don't have something very, very proper. You're a physical student, but very proper picture, your name and your track. And look out in your email later today. You're going to receive an email with your virtual ID. Now, once you get into the hub, all you have to do is show that to the security person and they're going to let you in. If you do not have this, you can't come in. This is for security reasons. I hope you understand. If you're a virtual student and all of that, or maybe you're an unpaid student but you're physical, you have to join the call virtually. Hope this part is clear so that Kosi can carry on. Let me check the chat. If there is anything.
Everybody, how are you doing? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me rather?
Yeah, perfectly.
All right, that's fine. So just I don't know if you're following us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I just want to see like a fire emoji in the comments, please. If you're following us on all across all our social media platforms, just drop a fire emoji. I'm checking. Okay. Someone was fire. All right. I like the energy. So please, if you're not following us, do well to do that, right? So yesterday during the office hours, Sophia gave an explanation of the different tracks, right, and what they are about, right? And in the coming weeks, we'll be, putting those content out, right? I mean, if you're not following us, you will miss out on these things. So please do well to follow us, share our posts, share our content, right? Let your friends see, tag us, how the program has been going, how you felt about the webinars. I mean, even the office hours, the community. Just share all these things and tag us, share your stories, WhatsApp status. They're not going to see that, but yeah, like the universe is watching, stuff like that. So yeah, just sorry, ambitions. That's why you're hearing like the background noise and also. But yeah, that's that basically. Let me not take so much of my time. See you guys tomorrow again as I come to remind us. Bye. Have fun.
All right, thanks, Kosi. People should follow the handles so that Kosi will not cry, and also, interact with the post and all of that. Okay, Yoma has also dropped the link to the poll. I'm going to take just one more question. So, let's see. Okay, someone is saying, how can I send a draft to you? Let me just quickly send that. If your draft is ready and you want me to proofread, right? Just post it in the blog articles channel. This reminds me, in case for those that forgotten when I was hammering in the onboarding call, do not plagiarize. Don't copy somebody's work. And even the reference material you're using, areas where you're quoting the speaker word for word indicates that you're referencing someone else's speech. I mean, I know at the end of the day, I said everybody should reference that post. I am very big on respecting people's intellectual work. Do not copy people's work. You don't expect your initial work to be perfect. I'm not looking for perfection. I want to see progress. I want to see growth. So don't be scared that maybe if I send this my article like this, I'm not going to grade anybody down. That doesn't mean you shouldn't bring your best foot forward. I actually want to see what your best currently is. I can't even reach that for now to silence it. Sorry. I want to see what your current best is so that I can now know how to help us individually and know how to even tailor these office hours to know what skill set to focus on. So come true, come yourself, come correct would help you get better. Do not plagiarize anybody's work. Why I'm saying this is I'm asking people to post their drafts in the blog article channel. Everything has timestamps. So if I see and I have last time I checked, I'm sorry, give me a minute. If I read something and I've seen it somewhere before, the moment I see it again, I can tell instantly. So please do not copy anybody's work. Thank you. God bless. Okay, so let me see. There was someone that wanted to speak. I'm trying to scroll back up in the chat so I can see her name. Yes, Akande Hamida. Yeah, you can unmute your mic now and go on. Oh, hold on. Okay, the noise has stopped. Yes, you can go on.
Okay, so I'm new here, and honestly speaking, I've been confused for some days now. I really don't know what is happening, what to do. I've been hearing tax, I've been hearing this, that. I don't know where to fit in. So I feel there should be a clear path to that. I don't know.
All right, did you join this particular call early, or are you just joining not so long ago?
I'm just joining for the first time.
Okay, because I know I briefly explained to someone else that had the same issue as yours. So because I can't like repeat that again, I give the person clear steps on what to do. Igoma, can you please help me out here? Like those things I mentioned, have them out written in steps, like places they need to go in the Discord server, how they should start their processes, and post it in the announcement channel so that most of the persons joining will not be lost. Also, apologies, right? We just assumed
All
that
right.
things were okay and clear for everyone. All right, so I don't know if there's any other question here, but I feel like any other question, Homer can most likely um attend to it. The office hour, the physical one is on Friday, same time, 11 to 12. After the office hour, you're allowed to hang around the home and do other things if you want to. It's a closing hour, which is 5, but the office hour is 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. You know, this one is a physical stuff. We always start on time. If it is one person that is there physically, we're going to stream to the online people and we'll get started. So maybe leave your houses early so that traffic or other things will not hold you. All right, it's almost 11:30. Let's get to the workshops. Okay, let me share my screen again. So, the writing aspect, some persons might be already onto it, but let me quickly do this so that nobody is lost. Now, when you go to your Hashnode, your own Hashnode blog, like so. Why is this thing not? Oh, that's better. All right, so you could click on write to start writing your article. Now, if you click on it, it's going to show you the interface um, where you can start writing your article. Now, I'm going to start with mostly syntax, like how to make it look good. Before you add covers and subtitle, have an add the title for your blog. Let us look at what that task is again. There's general task. So it says write an article in your Hashnode blog. So this is what your article should highlight, number one and two. However, the title could be anything you want, right? So please mute your mic if you're not, because I can hear myself. All right, so I could want to put this um designing a tech career roadmap, right? I could still decide to use this as my heading, but just in the intro section, I'll let them know that I'm sharing lessons that I learned referencing another person's work. If that makes sense. This is just an example. You could decide to name your article anything, but for this example purpose, I'm going to name it this. Now, Hashnode is able to automatically create table of contents for you as long as you use your headings right. So let's talk about what these buttons up here can do for you. Obviously, this is the writing mode. This is the preview where you can see what your blog will look like, the post will look like to users. This is the editor guide where you can have access to like more resources like what things or how to get your headers, what shortcuts or symbols to use to get a header, your embeds if you need to embed a link, and what supported links are supported. Like if you want to maybe where you're referencing the person that you use, you might want to embed the link to that video, right? It's supported. Here are unsupported links as well. If you, I mean, nobody's putting any code snippets yet, but when you eventually get to that, how to add it. So this is also a useful resource, how to add images in line within your stuff and all of that. So I'll close that. This is also easy things I can click. Let's say, also I would advise that you start your content from an intro. So I'm just going to type the bridge. Let's say this is the introduction. So why I explain what is going to be going on in this article. You might most likely write things like, oh, um, this article will highlight specific lessons and valuable points from the video by blah 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 on designing a tech career roadmap, right? So once you're done, blah blah blah, let's assume that this is where it ends. Give it a space. Try to give for readability. Try to give one line space between each paragraph. So when you press enter and you're in a new line, press enter again. So you have a new space. So let's say you want to now have subheading within your project now. Only use in your headings, you have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, and more. just that I can only pick these 3 from here. Reserve heading 1 for only the title of your blog. I don't know if you guys will have future workshops on SEOs, but for SEO reason, you only have one heading 1 in your article, so that if someone searches things like that, Google can easily know what to index for you. Now, every other subsequent, your next strong heading should be your heading 2. Subsequent subheadings under a subheading could now be heading 3 or 4, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to put heading 2. So let's say my subtopic is, again, let's say for example, I name them highlights. Right? Don't obsess about perfection, but make it cool. Highlights. Now, this is it. Either I click here or I put these 2 hashes for heading 2. If I increase the hash, it's going to give me heading 3 up until heading 6. Now, if I come here, I'm going to just write what I want to explain. If you want to put it out in list, which is also advisable. I always advise, like, if you have points to talk about in an article, try to put them in list format. You could make it a bulleted list. If the order it comes in doesn't matter, if the order it comes in matters, you can use a numbered list. Let's assume in this my article, the number the points come in doesn't really matter. You could do one before the other. I'm going to use this. Write what I want to write, press enter. That. So let's even preview what it looks like currently. If you click on the preview, you can see this is my intro, this is my subheading, these are the points under the subheading, right? It's looking good so far. If I come back to the writing mode, let's say inside this subheading, maybe I have another subheading. That is where you would most likely need to use heading 3. So make sure that the formatting is like this. If this is the subheading, inside that subheading, it should be smaller in size than this one. So let's say inside this one, maybe I don't even have a list. I just have like a bunch of things that I'm writing, and I want to link something. So if you're trying to link a YouTube video, for example, let me go to YouTube. Trying to show us all of this. So let me since I want to join. All right, so let's say I want to link a YouTube video from Privacy. So let's say I want to link his YouTube channel or something. Do I even get the exact link? So this is the URL here at the top. I could easily copy it. If it's a video, let's say if this course is crash course and I'm trying to link in my article, I'll just come to YouTube, click on the share. You can also share specific timeline, but that one is not necessary for now. Copy this and then come here. Let's say I want to add a link somewhere here. You can just easily click on this link symbol. Now, this is where you're going to put the text. That is the descriptive text that lets people know what the link is about. Let me go back and see the video I copied the link from. So the title is Astro Crash Course, right? So the text should be Astro Crash Course. So the rule of blogging is you should make sure that the link is smooth. It blends with the sentence it's contained in. So that's why there's a text, like a description for it, or anything you want to put, and you put the link here. If you click on your preview, you can see it is underlined, right? And if someone puts their mouse here, it changes to a pointer. It lets them know that this is something that is clickable, okay? And you see how it is joined together with the sentence. So let's say, let me even change this thing from gibberish to an actual text. Let's say, in Privacy, yes, YouTube channel, he covered Astro Crash Course. So it should make logical sense when someone is reading it. You can also make a link to the other articles or anything. There's no restriction. I'm just saying make grammatical sense. Don't just drop links anywhere. Unless at the end of your stuff where you're just saying you're dropping a list of resources that you used to, or references to your article, especially if you're directly quoting somebody or someone's article or post or video or content helped you in writing yours, then you can now list those links there, but still describe what those links are taking people to. So I think I've covered most of the formatting. Same for image. Let's say I want to add a picture within somewhere in our blog. Just click on the image, click on upload image, and you can just choose any of the images that come to mind. Let me just upload this one directly from your computer. I hope everybody is still following and I've not lost my people. Yeah, so it's still uploading. Let's give preview. For now, it's not here because the picture is still uploading. Okay, it's still now. Please, like, who's unmuted? All right. Now, next important thing, I've talked about content, headings, and all of that. If you want to add, you should add a cover image to your blog, right? Now, this is what I suggest. If you have a better tool that you're very good that, you can do down to the dimension. Okay, sorry, hope you guys can still hear me. All right, so when you click on add cover, you can see the size is 1600 by 480, 840. Now, one tool that it can also help you now. This is not only for people that want to be designers. One thing, I don't want to call it a skill, is you should be able to on your own do certain things for yourself without having to like outsource it to other people. So these people are called skilled experts that are generalists. It can help you stand out, during hiring processes. Okay. So what I mean by this is you could easily come here and say, oh, I don't know how to design a blog cover. So let me go and beg a friend that is good at design to do. That is absolutely fine. But I would really encourage us to do our blog covers ourselves. If it is an image you want to use, you download an image or something that you do not own rights to, at the end of your article, reference those things, give credit. But if you want to create your own custom blog cover, I would suggest you use Canva. Canva is like powerful, easy to use tool for people that are not really, really designer. And when you come to Canva, this is what I would suggest. Come to custom sites. Sign up and create an account, by the way, so that you can do that. I think there are so many tutorials on how to do things with Canva, and there are so many things that make your life easy with Canva if you're not, proper designer, right? People would think you're one bad graphics designer like that. If you know how to navigate and do things. So for blog specific reason, blog cover, like the cover image, click on custom size. For the width, make sure it's in pixels because that dimension is in pixels. Do 1600, and then for your height, do 840. Click on create new design. I'm going to open something a bit blank for you. This is the exact right dimension that you need, and it's going to suggest templates for you. If you have a particular color palette you want to use for a project, that is fine because brand consistency is fine. If you're a minimalist, just want neutral colors like this, you could use this kind of stuff, this type of color palette, and you can edit it to fit your own brand or the topic that you're talking about. And so many, you might not see a particular template that fits your need exactly, but you could see something that has, I usually advise people to go with colors. You see something that has a color palette of what you really like, you can now work it up from there. You can also specifically search for things. So we could look for roadmap blog cover. Right? You could use certain keywords like that, and you could see some things that could help. This could be helpful for other things like that. You could use this. Also, unless you want to pay for Canva, you should run away from the pro ones. So let's say you want to use this one, right? So you could want to put maybe if you have a blog caption and then the topic, right? Let's say other projects, and here we have career roadmap. Just a visual aid. Like so, you still have your name. So once you're done, this is just a very quick change. You could do a whole lot. You could take your time, think about this if you're very, keen on how your design looks like. Just come here and click on download. Nothing too serious. By default, it's a PNG, so leave it at PNG. Download the file. Just need to take a few seconds for the file to be in your computer. You can see here, name and that project or PNG. You can now come back to your Hashnode and click on choose an image. And you're going to see that image you just worked on. Add it to your blog, and you're going to see it. Now also add a subtitle to help your SEO. The subtitle is a longer version of the title but quickly summarizes what this is about to see this article. It's a good habit to start having. I know this is just for like task, but it's going to help. So for the subtitle, you might want to add something like article subtitle highlights from experts' opinion on designing a career program. Could be anything. I'm just using it as an example. Now, let us assume that our blog is ready. People still preview to see what it looks like. This is what it's going to look like to people reading the blog, right? Also, next thing you might want to do is, for those that want me to proofread, just click on share drafts. You're going to get the link. Click on copy. I'm going to delete this message later. Come to Discord where you have blog articles and write, here is my draft. Kindly proofread, right? Either I or Ifoma or any other member of the team can actually proofread it for you. So when people once something has been proofread, we'll most likely react it to the check emoji to show that it has gone through. So that is that for the draft. Once it is good to go, click on publish. Now, things to note before you publish. This is the blog we are publishing it to. This is the article slug. Article slug is what the URL is going to link to. If you want to shorten it. Normally it picks up the title as a slug. Select tags so that it's easier for people to do this. So this might be somewhere around career. Right, I can use career hashtag. You could use planning because this involves planning. This also involves roadmap, like so. At least 3 hashtags. Do not use too many tags. Generate table of content. So if you want to include table of content, especially if your article is very long, you want to generate table of content for it. So if you click on yes, it's going to do that. Now, custom OG image is necessary. Also check the dimension and try to create this same design but different versions. So this is also very, very helpful when they want to preview your article, like those preview boxes. If you share it somewhere on other social media, this is the image that is going to come up. SEO title, right? If you want the title to be different from the title of the article, right? You want to put special titles, maybe keywords that people will search for, and you want your article to pop up, you can put it here. If not, it will automatically pick up the title as your SEO title. SEO description as well, you could put in keywords that you think that people will be searching for and this article could come up. Again, if you do not put it, it's going to just pick up what you have in your subtitle and use it as your SEO description. If you are republishing an existing article, add the original URL, right? So it doesn't look like you're plagiarizing yourself. Now, this scheduling is if you want it to post on a specific date or not. If you want to disable comments, like people being able to comment on your article, you could do that. If you want to hide it from people, maybe you just want it to be a private article for yourself and people you only share it with, you could click on this. And once you're done, you click on publish. I'm not going to publish this. Should I? If I click on publish, you get to see it, then you can share the link to the article. Oh, that was a lot. Hope I wasn't too fast. So, any questions, any confusion? Is everybody good to go? Was the explanation clear? And all of that. Let's have it.
Okay, like if I want to paste the link in that Discord platform, how will I do it?
What link are you referring to, please? Link to your article?
Yeah, link to my article.
Okay, so once you've copied the link, right? I'm assuming you're saying when you've published it, right? Is someone still on the call?
Yeah.
So then, people are tempting me to publish nonsense, but I don't want to publish this because this is gibberish. It's not a cohesive article. So when you click on publish, you're going to see the link to your article. You can also check in your address bar, right? Your address bar is going to contain the link to the article. Copy it, come on Discord, blog articles. Here where you type your messages, also add a text so that I can format your link very well and say, here is my article. So if it's not a draft, your text should be something like, here is my published article on something, right? Published article on whatever. Enter a new line and do Command V and post the link and just press enter. I'm going to see it. Now, like I said, if you have published, this is not the submission area. You only post your articles here for two reasons. If it is a draft and you need it to be proofread, if it is your main article and you want people from the community to go and read it so that they can interact. Also, let's try and interact with one another's posts. That is the whole idea of having a community, right? It shows that, oh, there's this thing that it gives you when you put something online and somebody's interacting with it. So let charity begin at home for us. When you see that someone in your community publish an article, go and read it. If you even have feedback to give to them, give them the feedback privately, right? If you want to cheer them up, comment that publicly. So let's praise one another publicly. Let's correct each other in private, okay? And you can also, if you don't have any comments to put in the article, at least going there to look at it and giving a thumbs up would also help encourage them. All right, hope that helps in pasting and all of that. Oh my God, I was busy showing you something. I was not even sharing my screen, but I hope it helped. I was sharing my screen. Let me share the link for today's attendance. Moment. Are we all clear? Everybody is good, right? So if you're clear and the steps are like very clear, please let me know in the chat. So I'll know everybody's good. Please be asking your question now. I wasn't even scrolling down. Some person was saying they weren't seeing my screen when I was explaining that thing. So sorry. I was a bit fast. Oh my God. Sorry, I'll try to slow down next time. So that means some of you might need to watch the recording. And the thing is, when I'm talking, I'll most likely not even be checking the chat. Next time, I'll check the chat often so I'll know if my pace is too fast. For most of the time, I'm trying to keep the time, so I'm trying to like move very fast. So you guys can watch the recorded version and just try to skip. Later on, we'll try to add timestamps so that if people want to go to specific parts of the video, they can do it. Can one be able to delete an article after publishing it? Yes, you can. You can delete an article after publishing it. Just go to the article settings and you see delete. Does the website auto save? Yes, it does. Must you give headings? Yes, your project should have headings and subheadings to make it cohesive. If you just have one article with plenty paragraphs everywhere, it could be confusing. You're not writing thesis. When is the deadline for submission? Let me share my screen again. Just for future purposes, in case you're not able to meet with me on time to get this information, so nobody misses deadlines. When you go to Discord server, I hope you guys can see my screen now because I'm sharing it. So if you click on where we have general task, every time I post a task, I break it down. So I'm going to let you know the objective, what you're supposed to learn by doing the task, what track it applies to. Just know that all pre-course work task belongs to all track. But again, for clear communication, I'm going to still write it, all tracks. Action is the part of the task that lets you know what you're supposed to do. That's where I'll break it down. They're going to see at the bottom, submission deadline. You can see it says Friday, September 2nd, 11:59 p.m. Right? I will be watching my submission form. I'm going to post the link to submission in this same general task channel, right? from today, so people that are ready can start submitting. Once it is 11:59 p.m. like this on Friday, I will not sleep. I'll be looking at it. I will close my phone. Helpful is just maybe tips that can help people with the task and the rest. I might not always add this, so I hope this helps. Yeah, Ibrahim said it's clear, but might need to watch again. Yeah. That's true. And also practice it so that if you have subsequent questions, you can, um, what is it called? Get it. I'll also try, and Henry, this one that they are saying they might need to rewatch. I'm begging if there is a way to make this recording, yeah, I don't know, we're almost done. To make this recording available, right, for them as soon as this thing ends, especially for people that want to rewatch the section where I talked about how to format it. If you can also be gracious enough to add timestamps for them, especially timestamp for that particular place where the workshop on Hashnode writing starts from, so that they could just click on, you can add it to the description, they can just jump to that part and watch it. All right, Henry has already reminded us that I'll have 8 minutes left. Let me share. Oh yeah, Henry, I understand, but just try and do some magic for us. Mogochiko is saying that if I close the phone, all of those that join Discord late. So, in as much as I try to be fair to everybody, I can also not be unfair to others, right? Like I said, we'll look for workaround, but this workaround would only be available before you guys are onboarded to the LMS. Because this pre-course work is important too, and we're grading for it. That's why we are closing the form. So if some persons don't join the Discord after we've sent multiple emails, SMS, and calls, because I'm aware there are so many persons that are not on the Discord. Well, would you really say it's the team's fault at this point in time? Because we try to use several channels to send a message to you to join the Discord server. And then I try to also extend the timeline to be a few days. So if anything happened and you're not able to check Discord yesterday, you're not able to check Discord today, at least thank God, hopefully you check Discord tomorrow. So once it's closed, unfortunately. And that is how the structure of the training will be, to make sure that people are committed to timelines, right? If not, some persons will come 2 weeks later and want to do the very first task. Who is going to grade it? Your peers task can move on to the next one and give people their points. So let's be very careful of deadlines. Once it has passed, it has passed. Unfortunately, there is nothing I can do about it. Okay, so we are officially done. If there are no more questions, I mean, it's not a bad thing if we end office hours on time. It's not like finish all the time. So you can start checking out now. If you do not have questions, try and fill the attendance form, as I'll close it once the call ends. Thank you very much for showing up, showing out. I look forward to reading your articles, right? So write for me. I would like to read it and I will give feedback. Also, again, let me just put this out there. If you send me a DM on Discord and I haven't responded, I'm not beefing you or anything. When I come on Discord, I prioritize people that are posting in the public channels. Okay? And if for any reason you need to, maybe there's something very, very private that you need to communicate, I would suggest Ivoma, please drop the email that they can use to reach the other team. There's an inquiry email. Reach Ihoma using that email. There's a very high chance she's going to see that before I see your DM on Discord. DMs on Discord is like the way I reply to my WhatsApp. I answer them every 3 market days. I'll go and check who is trying to reach. So if it's something urgent, I'll most likely not see it on time. So don't feel offended if you see me actively responding in the general channels and I'm not opening DMs yet. It's just, I feel very scared opening my DMs. All right, so someone said, please, how are you taking attendance? The form, just click on the link I'm sharing. It only needs your name. It automatically takes your email and the timestamp, so you don't need. Is there like a minimum or maximum article length? Very important though. Before somebody writes a 20-word article for me, the words count in your article should not be less than 500 words. Please. Right? 500 words is like what? Is it a minute or 2 minutes reads? Can't remember. Sorry, not 500 words, 500 characters. Sorry. 500 characters at least, right? This one is saying, since we close early, please give us jams. Okay, I could do that. She said we can request a song. Anyone can request a song if you want one. Let me share the link again to people that have not gotten it.